Hello and welcome to part 2 of the Mercedes-Benz India story. Let's talk about fast local investments. A behind-the-scenes factor that has strengthened Mercedes India is its focus on localization and manufacturing policies. The company has invested heavily in the Indian production facility at Chakan, Pune. Over 3,000 crore rupees so far. That's over $350 million. This makes the Chakan plant one of the most advanced assembly plants for Mercedes outside of Germany. Starting with just the E-Class in the 90s, the plant has grown to assemble most of the lineup, including flagship sedans and luxury SUVs. What this did is give Mercedes a lot of flexibility and cost control in India. When the government raised import duties, Mercedes could blunt the impact by assembling cars locally. The local manufacturing push also signaled commitment to the Indian market, pumping a boatload of confidence in the customers that Mercedes is here for the long haul. And I think this confidence is extremely important for someone making an expensive purchase in such a price-conscious market like India. Another great example of a strategic manufacturing decision is Mercedes making India a global export hub for certain models like the right-hand drive long wheelbase E-Class. Daimler, Mercedes' parent, has treated India as a key market and given it prominence. This enabled the local arm to make bold decisions like producing Maybachs in India. Yes, you heard it right. The uber luxury Mercedes Maybach with a price tag of 2 to 3 crore rupees is locally built in Pune since the last 10 years. India is among the top 10 markets for the Maybach worldwide, and over 1,500 units have been sold in the last decade. This shows sustainable growth and the ability to weather policy changes better than rivals. Next is pristine after-sales service. Mercedes has made a very deliberate and conscious decision to establish a wide dealership and service network across India. Showrooms and authorized service centers not just in the big metros but in many tucked away tier 2 cities as well. This means that a Mercedes owner in say Belgaum or Indore can get their car serviced without having to send it to Mumbai or Bengaluru. Furthermore, they launched initiatives like My Mercedes, My Service to improve the service experience. This included innovative offerings like upfront service packages called Star Ease that locked in the maintenance cost for up to 10 years, extended warranties up to 6th or 7th year, 24/7 roadside assistance called Mobilo that covers you even in far-flung areas, and a generally customer-first approach to support. And the results showed. For example, JD Power surveys in 2017 and 2018 confirmed Mercedes owners were the most satisfied, above BMW and Audi owners. This kind of after-sales repetition is golden in a market like India where buyers often worry about maintenance and resale value. A happy owner is likely to come back for another Mercedes or recommend it to a friend. Here's a personal anecdote many owners share. They walk into a Mercedes workshop and feel like VIPs. Staff greet them by their name, issues are fixed fast, and cars come back scrubbed and scented. That white glove treatment locks in loyalty and drives word of mouth. The oldest marketing trick in the book. Next is knowing exactly what Indians want. Look, 30 years on Indian soil matter. Many families now own their second or third Mercedes. Kids who once drove in their parents' W210 E-Class are now booking new GLCs on their own salary. Trust always compounds. This company reads Indian habits. Most owners have chauffeurs, so Comfort Outback, like in the E-Class long wheelbase, wins deals. Roads are rough, so they made sure to localize SUV manufacturing early. We live in a tropical country, weather is hot. This meant cool seats and sun blinds. Mercedes makes those small touches that deliver big delights. Mercedes India also engages with customers through experiences. Yes, proper fun experiences. They organize exclusive closed-door driving events, luxe exhibitions, and even have an AMG driving academy for performance enthusiasts at the Formula One track. Customers burn rubber on a 1 crore toy under expert eyes. The thrill sticks and the brand stays aspirational yet approachable. Finally, a truly intelligent and conscientious leadership at the top. Last but definitely not the least, we should credit some internal decisions and leadership strategies. Over the years, Mercedes-Benz had leaders who understood the course corrections. When Mercedes lost ground, they studied what went wrong and quickly pivoted to something that works, even if it meant spending upwards of $250 million in one location. It's that unstoppable burning desire to do the right thing against all odds. That's what makes the difference and moves the needle. The company also for the first time appointed an Indian as its CEO in 2023, Mr. Santosh Iyer. It gave a signal. It reflected localization of leadership. Iyer has doubled down on what Mercedes calls the top-end luxury segment. He observes that 90% of Mercedes India's sales now come from the higher-priced core and ultra-luxury models priced 70 lakhs and above. Under his watch, Mercedes is consciously positioning itself almost like an ultra-luxury brand, leaving the entry-level segment below 50 to 60 lakh largely to others. This has kept margins high, the brand exclusive. It's a bold strategy, but it seems to work. I mean, come on. 1 out of every 2. Even if you're a certified Merc hater, you have to admit it's clearly working. The parent company in Germany also made strategic bets on India. For example, allocating enough supply of cars. You see how that's important, right? Because luxury cars are always limited production globally. And investing in assembly of even niche models allowed India some autonomy in product decisions. All these management choices from Germany down to the local team built a strong foundation for sustained leadership. At the end of the day, dominance isn't due to one magic bullet, but a combination of several important factors executed correctly. The right products, often tailor-made for India, competitive pricing without losing premium appeal, a robust local production setup, a wide-reaching sales service network, and continuous focus on customer satisfaction and brand image. Each of these factors feeds into the others. For example, local assembly helps pricing, good service builds brand loyalty, brand prestige allows higher pricing, and a broad product range brings in more customers, giving the scale to invest further in local operations. It's a virtuous and honestly a brilliant cycle that Mercedes has nurtured over the years. So I think we should talk about the elephant in the room: brand value. Are people just buying the Mercedes mostly for the name? There's no denying that Mercedes-Benz brand carries incredible weight in India's cultural psyche. This dates back a long way. A century ago, only royal princes and maharajas in India had Mercedes cars. Even in the 1950s and 60s, the ultra-elite imported Mercs as a status symbol. The result is that generations of Indians have grown up seeing Mercedes as the epitome of automotive luxury, the car of the rich and famous. This kind of brand legacy is priceless and gave Mercedes a head start that newer entrants like Audi and Lexus just didn't have. However, a brand reputation is never static, and Mercedes had to nurture and protect it. In the mid-2000s, as we discussed, the brand was at risk of looking dated. Younger luxury buyers started leaning towards BMW and Audi because they seemed cooler and more tech-forward at the time. Mercedes managed to rejuvenate its image through modern design and engaging the younger demographic. Furthermore, Mercedes didn't rely on the badge's fame alone. It worked on its product quality and service to back it up. Anecdotally, many customers say they chose Mercedes for a mix of reasons. The prestige of the brand, yes, but also the perceived solidity, comfort, and after-sales assurances. A Mercedes is often viewed as a safe and long-term purchase. This is why they started saying a Merc is built like a tank. In India's luxury market, where cars are major purchases, brand trust and after-sales support can outweigh having the flashiest gadget. Mercedes seems to have earned trust by focusing on reliability and support. That said, branding does allow Mercedes to do things like charge a premium for that three-pointed star. Some competitors might offer a car with similar features for a bit less, but many buyers will still go for a Merc because, well, it's a Merc. It's often as much an emotional decision as a rational one, and Mercedes has skillfully played into this by creating an aura of exclusivity. Limited special editions, high-profile launches, celebrity endorsements, and maintaining a certain German engineering mystique. When customers feel like they're not just buying a car, but joining an exclusive club, it reinforces loyalty. Another aspect of the brand is how Mercedes balanced tradition and innovation. They constantly remind people of their history, the classic heritage, the fact that they've been around forever. This reassures the older buyers. Simultaneously, they push innovation, like being early with plug-in hybrids and EVs. In fact, the EQC was one of the first luxury EVs in India, and now 7% of Mercedes sales are electric. In short, Indian customers buy Mercedes for both the name and the substance. The brand gets them in the door, the product and service keeps them happy. A strong brand without good products would have fallen apart, which is partly what happened to Audi for a while. Conversely, good products without a strong brand might not get the deserved attention. This is arguably what Volvo's struggle is all about. Mercedes has achieved that optimal mix: legendary equity on the outside, rock solid engineering and care on the inside. On paper, the formula looks simple: early start, broad range, local plants, strong service. Yet, the true edge hides deeper. Mercedes saw India not as a side hustle, but as a core market worth bold bets. They built factories when others shipped cars in crates. They expanded to tier 2 cities while rivals chased metro gloss. They raised prices to protect prestige when rivals cut rates to chase quick wins. They kept one eye on heritage and the other on fresh thrills like track days and transparent pricing. And as we mentioned earlier, each move fed the next, creating a loop of trust, loyalty and margin. Dominance in luxury cars is less about the car and more about reducing every buyer's fears. Fear of high duty, fear of poor roads, fear of resale loss, fear of service nightmares, and fear of feeling fooled on price. Mercedes sliced each fear methodically, and Indians rewarded that peace of mind with shekels. Shekels worth half the luxury market, to be precise. Can a rival still steal the crown? Only if it breaks every fear barrier faster and better while matching a century of halo. That is a tall mountain to climb. Who could do it? When can Mercedes-Benz India say, finally, a worthy opponent? For now, the three-pointed star keeps shining. Not just from chrome and LEDs, but from decades of earned trust riding quietly through the Indian streets. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next video.